legacy of Benedicto Kagimu Mugumba Kiwanuka.
If you've watched the movie The Rise and Fall of Idi Amin of 1981, then you've probably heard this name, Benedicto Kagimu Mugumba Kiwanuka. But who was he really? Kiwanuka was a man of many titles. He was Uganda's first prime minister and later the first Ugandan to become chief justice. A true trailblazer, but his journey was anything but smooth. Born on May 8, 1922, in Kisabwa, Uganda, Kiwanuka grew up during a time when the British had a tight grip on the country. But even as a young man, he knew that this wasn't how things should be. He studied law and quickly rose through the ranks to become one of the most influential voices in Uganda's push for independence. In 1961, he became the first Prime Minister of Uganda under British rule. But as Uganda gained its independence in 1962, Kiwanuka's time as Prime Minister was cut short. Milton Obote took over, and Kiwanuka turned his focus to the judiciary, where he became Chief Justice. As Chief Justice, Kiwanuka wasn't just a figurehead. He was a man of principle, committed to justice and the rule of law. This made him a thorn in the side of anyone who wanted to bend the rules, especially a certain military dictator. Enter Idi Amin, a man whose name would become synonymous with terror in Uganda. Amin saw Kiwanuka as a threat, a man who stood in the way of his absolute power. In September 1972, Kiwanuka was abducted from his chambers at the High Court by soldiers loyal to Amin. He was tortured and brutally murdered. His body never officially recovered. His assassination sent shockwaves through Uganda and marked a dark chapter in the nation's history. But despite his tragic end, Kiwanuka's legacy didn't die with him. He is remembered as a martyr for justice, a symbol of resistance against tyranny, and a champion of democracy in Uganda. The judiciary of Uganda set aside September 27th as Benedicto Kiwanuka Day and celebrate him as one of Uganda's national heroes. His life is a reminder that the fight for justice is never easy, but it's always worth it. His courage continues to inspire new generations to stand up for what's right, even in the face of overwhelming odds. So next time you hear his name, remember the man who stood tall against oppression and paid the ultimate price for the rule of law. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from Uganda's rich history.